In today's video is a very special video because I am collabing with one of my favorite YouTubers. I get to crochet something for Danie from DIY in Progress. I have been a fan of her channel for years, and the fact that I actually get to crochet something for her, no words. I have absolutely no words. And I am just like so excited to start this project. Before we get in to anything that I want to discuss, design, yarn, that stuff, I did a video call with Danie a few weeks ago talking about the idea and like what we want to do. So let's go back in time to that video and then we'll come back here and I will discuss what the plan is. Hey Danie, it's so great to actually work with you on a project. As you know, I do crocheting and I want to make something crochet for you.
So excited. As you know, I don't do crochet, so I'm so excited that you want to crochet for me.
So what are you looking for?
Well, when we started talking, I've just gone through a big rebrand. My channel used to be DIY Danie, now it's DIY in Progress. And so I'm trying to find a way to add things into my studio space to kind of give it that branding and that flair, but like do it in unique ways that tells a story through the art of creativity. I was like, well, I love showing off of everyone else's creativity in my space. Like I have pieces from everyone all over the place. And I was like, when you reached out to me, I was like, oh, do I have a piece for you? I think having some kind of like crocheted, DIY in Progress-esque logo of some sort would be kind of amazing. Like I just love to be able to show off the branding, but like hang it on the wall.
Anything like tapestry is my favorite, so that is like the perfect project for me to work on. And I haven't done a tapestry project in so long, so I am like so excited to like start thinking of ideas for this.
I'm so excited.
What image are you kind of thinking of?
So I have this new, like the new logo for DIY in Progress, which is, it's like a hand and it's holding a lightning bolt and there's like kind of magic around it. I think that would be kind of cool, but I also, okay, hear me out, because I know you crochet, but what if I like challenge you one itty bitty teeny tiny step more?
Okay.
Is there a way to incorporate some kind of like light element, like lighting?
Okay.
In a visual way.
I've made 2 crochet things that involve lighting in the past. I think I can figure something out with lighting in this.
With the lightning bolt, that's why I was thinking, like, if I could have some kind of like light element attached to it, to kind of like, because as you know, like you can have like a beautiful crochet behind you, but like there's so much going on in the studio that I would prefer to be able to like grab somebody's attention when they come in. And I just love a good light.
What is like your colors that you want?
So my brand colors are black. There's a lilac purple. There's kind of like an orangey red. Like there's like a creamy color. Or play within shades of that.
What size are you thinking about?
What size are you willing to give me? Like I'll take something this big. And I'll take something this big, and I'll take something this big. You tell me. So like, I'm open for size.
So I have done so many different sizes of tapestry. I've done a lot. I'm just like looking around here because this is where I keep all my tapestry stuff. Done like sweaters. So the sweater is pretty big, but then I've also done like a giant grandfather clock. So really whatever size you want, I can do.
Something square, like, so that's like 3x3 or 4x4 feet. Kind of have like a spot, I'm thinking.
You want the tapestry, you want your nice, beautiful logo. We got the colors down and we kind of got a size, kind of got a place for it. So we have like the idea, and I think we're on to something.
So excited to celebrate your magic and have a little bit of your magic in my studio, because I wanted this space to celebrate more than just my creativity. I wanted to celebrate everybody's creativity. So it's fun to start to like fill it with the pieces that I always dreamed of having in this space.
The idea is I'm going to be making a gigantic tapestry. This will probably be the second biggest tapestry project that I have ever made. The first one was this one, the clock, which is still here and it still tells time. It's a little off right now. I think it's because the batteries are wearing out. I mean, I've had it here since April. I think that's probably the biggest tapestry I've ever done, but this is going to come close. I'm going to be Tapestry crocheting her new logo so she can hang it up in her studio. Let's go over the yarn. Now, here's the thing. Before I go over the yarn, I have some color choices and I just don't know which ones I'm going to use yet. First off, I'm going to be using medium weight worsted acrylic yarn for this project. And of course, I'm going to be using Pound of Love. Now, if anybody knows that I went on a little rant a while ago about how Pound of Love has changed, these ones are from, what's the date on this? From 2023. I bought them recently at Michael's, so they're still the good yarn. Ended up buying 2 of them. I probably don't need 2, but again, because of the whole Pound of Love changing their yarn, it's good to have in case. This is where the coloring gets a little, I don't know, and I will have to make some swatches. And now, you know me, I do not make swatches. I feel like I kind of have to make swatches for this so I can kind of see how the colors are going to look together to make sure that they are vibrant. Now, Danie did give me a little color swatch, the colors that are in her logo, and we kind of went back and forth to figure out what she wants in this, and we've decided to go black, yellow, and purple. I have 2 shades of yellow and 2 shades of purple, and I have to figure out which ones I want to use. These are the 2 purple shades. The first option here is Loops and Thread Impeccable, and it is the newer yarn, so it's ever so slightly a little bit thinner, and I didn't really realize that till right now. The shade is called Petunia. I think from her logo, this purple is more accurate. However, I don't know how it's going to come off next to the black. It might look a little too white, and that is where I have option B. Option B is this one here. It is the Bernat Super Value, and the color is in lilac. So if this one is a little bit too light, I'm kind of thinking about doing these 2 together because this looks so much more purple, and I think it's just gonna look better in the end. Where this one is very pretty, it's giving more gray, more white than the purple, so I think I might be doing this. Again, I am going to do a little color swatch. When I mean color swatch, I'm going to do like a little tapestry project, like very small, with this black and the different shades to see what it comes off of, because maybe this one will look a little bit more purple. The next color, yellow. I have this one here. This is, again, Loops and Threads, and the color is called Sunny Day. I use Sunny Day for everything. You know what? I probably have Sunny Day somewhere. I just didn't want to run out of yarn. So I do have this one. My backup yarn is this one, and I believe this is Loops and Threads. The color of it, I think, is called Butter. So it all depends on what is going to look good, right? Because that one's really kind of dull, but this one's looking a little bit more on the oranger side. I don't know. I feel like it might be these 3. I kind of like those together. The other thing is she wants me to make it some type of lighting element because she loves lamps. I love lamps.
I love lamp.
And I have done a few things with lights, okay? I've made my one lamp, which is still doing good and has not caught fire. And then I did make this project here, the Christmas tree sweater, and I actually put light up Christmas lights with a battery pack in there. The lights don't get hot. The sweater is still fine. So I kind of have an idea of how I want it to be lit. I just have to find the right lighting source that will not get hot. It's yarn in general, fabric, right? I don't want anything that would get hot. I also want something that will actually, like, when you light it up, it will be bright enough to see. But for right now, I need to actually create the design in Procreate. I need to write it all out, make my graph, do everything like that, then start crocheting it. If you're new to my channel and you like crocheting, yarn, thrifting, the 80s, and this general vibe, why not hit the subscribe button? After careful consideration, thought about it overnight, I'm gonna go with the 2 colors in the middle. After looking at this, I realized that this is way too light. It's looking way too white, and if I'm gonna be adding lights in it, it's not gonna come off as purple. So I'm gonna go with this color. And then when it comes to this, I feel that this here is too bumblebee yellow, if that makes any sense to anybody. I want to go with this one because I like how it is a lighter color of yellow, so it's not too vibrant, where I feel that if the vibrant yellow and the vibrant purple were together, I think that would be too much. I really like how those 2 colors complement each other. That's what I'm gonna go with. To plan out how I was going to crochet her design is I first took her design and colored it into the colors that I was going to use. Then I stretched it out because it is crochet, and if I'm doing a single crochet, it will shrink down, so I needed to make sure that it was stretched out enough. Then I put the grid on top of it, and then it was time to fill in each square to create the pattern. I thought I was gonna get a head start on this project, and I kind of did 4 rows in, and I was working on the 5th row, and I'm like, it's extremely long. Could it be too long? Yes, yes, yes it was. So I want to make it 3 feet by 3 feet, roughly, as best as I can do. And I actually had to take 13 crochets off. Yes, like I know I could leave it this size, but then that's 13 extra crochets I'm gonna have to do every single row. In the long run, redoing it is gonna save me more time. I also think it's gonna look better. So much for my head start, but at least I figured this out now. I'm gonna wind it back up and start fresh tomorrow. This is how far I've gotten last night. I'm really liking it because it is such a big piece. Normally when I do these type of projects, I kind of just do 1 crochet as like how do I explain it? Like in here, I tried to double them up. So instead of just doing 1 single row of crochets kind of thing, I tried to make sure everything is in 2s. So then that way it does create a thicker border. So that's kind of like what it's looking like. I think it looks pretty good. Love how these colors are looking. I think that the yellow, the other yellow, if I were to use it, I think it would have looked a little bit too orange. And I love how this purple is looking because the purple by itself looked a little too purpley. But once it's like here, I feel like it's better. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like the other purple that I got was a little bit too washed out, and I think it would look more white against the black, especially next to this yellow. So going with this kind of buttery yellow and this purple, I think was the right decision to do. I have reached the quarter mark. So I've gotten that much. It's now getting to the point where I have a lot of bobbins and it's stressing me out because I'll be fine and then all of a sudden I'll be a tangled up mess. Although it is a lot easier dealing with bobbins than carrying the yarn over, because then otherwise this is the back of it. This would all be filled with color, all the purple color. So it's also a waste of yarn. Rather deal with the bobbins, but right now they're all intertwined. Currently, the amount of yarn bobbins I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 yarn bobbins, not including this bad boy, which is doing its own thing. But I am making some progress. Not as much progress as I thought I would be able to get done this weekend. I think I'm gonna get as much done as possible today on this, and then I think I'm gonna have to put a pause on this for a day or 2, because I have to work on some crochet projects for my cats. Their little Halloween costumes and making them a Halloween costume instead of me this year. And then once those are done, I can get back into doing this. Okay, if I could at least get to that orange line right there today, I will be happy. Update on the Tapestry project. I am happy to announce I am halfway through. All right, here we go. It's kind of getting weighed down by the yarn bobbins in the back. We almost have the hand done. Here's the thing. Seeing the pattern versus actually crocheting the pattern, sometimes they don't technically see eye to eye. This is actually looking really good, especially these, the little lines. They're supposed to go in a circle because it's crochet. You kind of have to stretch your pattern out a little bit, especially when it comes to circles, to create that nice circle shape and make it not look squished. The only reason I know this, because the one time when I was making my 1 crochet project, the Halloween one with the moon, when I was first doing it, the moon was like squished. It was supposed to be more rounded, but in my pattern, it was a nice full circle, but it was squished when I crocheted it. So I had to add on rows of the moon to make it more like an egg shape, more of an oval, in order for it to crochet like a circle. I am really happy to see that they are going in like a nice circle shape. And I mean, like, it is crocheting, so like circles are kind of difficult to do. This nail right here probably took me 30 minutes because I had to take it off and add it. And then I didn't like it. Then I had to take it off and add it. It's not like I could just take it off here and go back and forth. No, no, no. I'd be all the way down here and then coming back and being like, ooh, I don't like it. Meaning I'd have to take all of this off and then all of that off to fix the mistake. It did take me a little bit to figure out how to do the nail. Now, let's look at the back of it. This is how the back of it's looking like. Lots of yarn bobbins. This is called intarsia crochet. So instead of taking, say, your yellow, you use a little bit of yellow here, and then you carry it with your yarn to use a little bit of yellow here, and then you carry it with your yarn to use a little bit of yellow here. You just have 3 separate bobbins, and then that way this part here isn't going to be really chunky, and you're also saving yarn. The yarn that would be like here is just wasted yarn. And when I first started doing tapestry crocheting, that is how I did it. I carried the yarn. I would never do that again. I think I did it for like 1 or 2 projects, and I'm like, wait a minute. And these you can buy anywhere. I keep buying them, and then I keep losing them, and then I keep lending them to my sister. And then I actually borrowed some from my sister, and then I'm like, that one's mine. It was this one. This one's mine because I got this at an estate sale, and it is different than the new ones. Anyways, you can get these at Michael's, you can get these at Lend Mill, you can buy them on Amazon. You can also get them at your local yarn store. For the black yarn, I am just using it off of this. I have to keep switching back and forth to black. If I were to have done a black bobbin for every single one of these, it would have been a nightmare. For the black yarn, it's still connected to the skein of yarn itself. It's much easier that way. But yeah, so that is what it's looking like right now, and I'm really hoping to get this done by Monday. Today is Friday. For right now, I think it's looking like what it's supposed to look like. And of course, I'm watching Danie's videos while I'm crocheting Danie a project. I am officially 3/4 done this project. I only have 1/4 of it left, and I think this one is going to go by really fast because I have nothing to crochet there and nothing to crochet there. Well, yes, I have to crochet there, but it's just black yarn. I don't have to like color swap because it's the color swapping that takes the time, which is just a lot of color swapping in the middle. I would absolutely like to get this done today. Do I think I can get this done today? I don't know. If I can get this done today, then that means I can buy the wood for the frame. I can get the Velcro, because I want to Velcro it to the frame like I did my clock. Basically, I'm doing the same thing that I did for my clock for this. And then I have to buy the lights. And I still haven't bought the lights yet because I don't know how much lights I need, because what I have to do is I have to take like, I have a measuring tape somewhere, and I have to like measure all of the lines and add that up and figure out how long I need the light to be, because I would like to get a yellow light and a purple light, but I gotta order those soon. So the sooner I get this done, the sooner I can figure out what I need to order. I'm hoping to get this done today, or at least really close to getting it done. So I probably should stop talking and get it done. I had some dinner, I'm back at it, and I've worked from here to there just today, and that was 3 hours. It's currently 6 o'clock. I could do that in 3 hours. I think I could do that in 3 hours. I have a good feeling about this. I'm at the last color switch. This is the last switching I have to do of colors. That's it. That's all I have to do. No more yarn bobbins. That's it. Never thought I would get to this point. A little bit of a tail. Cut. No more yarn bobbins. Although yarn bobbins, yes, are very handy in the fact that I don't have to carry the yarn around or have yarn balls everywhere, but they do get tangled and it does get annoying. I think I have 6.5 more rows to go, and then it's done. Totoro, that's my yarn. Totoro. You can't. I'm almost done. I literally have 2 rows left. Totoro. She's like, I'm doing nothing wrong. It's all done. This is the back of it. I have to tie in and weave in all these ends. So that's going to be tomorrow. I have to get the Velcro. I have to make the frame, and I have to order the lights. So what I'm going to do is I have a tape measure. I have one of these tape measures. You know, it's kind of like flexible and stuff like that. There's a little cat on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure all the different things. Once these calculations are made, I need to draw a diagram of like, okay, so if it starts here, goes up, then I need the distance between these two and then down, and then I would need the distance between these two down here. So I have to make sure that I'm going like this, because if it ends here, then this would probably have to go here. So then I would have to know the measurements from here to here. And I'm going to write it on here, and then I'm going to take my calculations from there and then order the lights. After I finished making my measurements, I decided it was time to weave in all the ends, and there was so many ends. The next day, me and my dad went to Rona to pick up the supplies to make the frame. So I ended up getting these little L brackets. Then we went over to this section to pick out the wood that is going to be used to build the frame. Once home, it was time to lay out the finished tapestry and measure it to cut out the frame. And thank goodness I had my dad to help me because woodworking is not my strong suit and I don't trust myself with something like this. After all the pieces were cut out, I attached the little L brackets to make the frame, and then I did it to all 4 corners. And after I made the frame with my dad's help, obviously, I needed to paint the back of it black. That way it kind of blends in with the crochet piece that I did. Lighting. I ended up getting these. These are like the twinkly, sparkly fairy lights. That's the word I'm looking for. These are like the fairy lights, and I did test them out and they just didn't do what I wanted them to do. And yes, they would have worked for what I wanted them to do. Unfortunately, the fairy lights were spread out too much. Like if they were closer together, it would have worked. What's the next plan? And I ordered the L wire, and I only ordered the 1 because I didn't want to order 2 and then not like it. I like it. I think it looks great. It does make a noise. I looked up the reviews and they all said they made a noise. So it's just like a little humming. That's just how it has to be. I ended up ordering a yellow one. The only other reason why I didn't want to go with L wire to begin with is for some reason I thought it was going to be thicker, and if it was going to be thicker, it would have taken, like it would have covered up the crochet part. And to me, because it's a crochet piece, that's kind of what's more important, is the crochetness. Otherwise, I could have just crocheted a plain flat background with no image and just put the L wires. I really wanted to make sure that the crocheted image was there. The plan for today is I am going to go into the garage because it's pretty much the biggest space. I don't really have room in my camper to do this because of how big the frame is. I bought the Velcro for it, so I'm going to attach the Velcro to the piece. Then I'm going to put the piece on, and then I'm going to hand sew the L wire on. And if the L wire ever breaks or goes dead, it can be easily snipped off, attached to some new stuff, or you can just leave it and it's still a crochet piece. The L wire lighting element is just a little bit more pizzazz, but without it, you still got the crochet piece. That's the plan for today, is put the Velcro on, attach the crochet piece to the frame, and add the purple L wire. I let it sit overnight. Now there are a few little things like that over there that I would like to touch up. I think I'm gonna do that later. Don't wanna wait for paint to dry. Flip this. I did not paint this side because it's not going to be shown. This is going to cover it. I kind of was hoping to get 1.5 inches because this is 1.5 inches. I was only able to get 1 inch. So I'm just going to put it down the center, and then the art is going to be on top of this anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put soft stuff on that's in the house. I'm like, I'm forgetting to bring something, and I don't know, maybe the crochet piece that goes on top of here. The whole reason I built the frame for the crochet thing. I'm gonna have to go get that. I ran in the house and got it. I want to put this, the non-spiky side, on the crochet piece. So if anytime Danie has decided she wants to take it apart, move it, whatever she wants to do, she'll be able to roll it up and this isn't going to get stuck on the crochet thing. So that's what I'm trying to think about. Like if I were to put this on the crochet thing, if she were ever to move it, take it apart or whatever, this would stick onto the yarn and it'd be very difficult to get out. So I'm going to put the soft side on the yarn, and I'm going to put this on here. I decided to put it on the outer edge of the frame. So I did this one, and now I'm going to do the other 3 sides. I'm now going to put this side on here, and then very slowly start putting the project on. Now it's the moment of truth. So I have to take this, put it onto here, and I'm kind of scared. I might just have to do it off camera because I can't mess this up. So I'm gonna go put this on and then I'll let you know how it went. I put it on the frame and it's pretty much sticking pretty good. Now it's time to do this.
1 hour later.
I'm not loving it. I still don't like it. The problem is with this L wire is you can't bend it too much, otherwise it will break and then it won't work anymore. No purple L wire, but yes to yellow L wire. What I've decided to do is I'm actually going to weave this in and out of the design, do the whole thing like this, and then take my yarn needle and sew it down. Now, would it be great if I could just leave it and like not have to sew it down? Absolutely. I think it will just look better if it's sewn down. So what I ended up doing is I just Velcroed it on here just to keep it secure. That's where you can put the batteries in and you can turn it on. If it ever needs to get removed, it is just Velcroed on, so it's not like hot glued or anything like that, so it's able to move. Yeah, so anyways, I just put it right here. That way it's kind of near the edge, so to turn it on and off, you can just press the button. So this is what the back side looks like, okay, for anybody wondering. So what I did is I started, where did I start? So I started here, and then I went up, and then this is through the back, which you can't, I mean, yes, a little bit of light comes through, but it's not that much. And then I went down and up and over. And then I went, I think, down like this. And then I went over and then I finished it. Now that this is done, and you'll see it in the reveal. So this is as much as you're gonna see it until the reveal. So you can see the back side, but you can't see the front side till the grand reveal. Last Sunday, we jumped in the car and my dad drove me to Danie's house to deliver the tapestry project. I've traveled all the way from Niagara here to Danie's workshop, which is, I mean, like, I still can't believe I'm in this space right now.
Welcome to the Shire.
I reached out to you
about
a year ago.
Yeah.
And we were trying to plan something this whole time.
It took a while. I wasn't quite ready yet. I
Yeah.
knew, I was like, when you make something for me, I want to be like, have this space ready for whatever you bring to the table.
And I think this was like the perfect timing because you just
Perfect.
did your rebranding,
Yeah.
whole new logo.
Yeah.
And so I crocheted you your little logo, but also you did request something to do with lighting.
I like to
Lighting-
challenge somebody
Yes.
creatively, thinking outside the box, you know?
I'm not a lighting expert, so I did my best. So let's.
Oh my god, I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
All right, I'm gonna unveil it, and then I'm gonna. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my god!
I don't know if the lighting is showing up as much, but it is like a bright neon.
Oh my god, so you went with the L wire.
I
oh my god,
did.
it's such, yeah, I'm glad. Oh, it's so good!
I'm so glad you like it. Okay.
The colors are like perfect. The black with the purple and the
Right.
yellow. Yes. Yes! You did such a good job!
Now we just have to figure out where you're gonna put it. So this is the wall you want to put it on?
Heck yeah!
All right, so let's go.
I like that it brings it back, like a pop of color back here.
Yes.
It's just been lacking. It looks so precious.
I'm so glad you like it. I also like how the L wire, when it is on, it kind of blends in.
I think the L wire kind of gives it some dimension.
Also, just one second. Because you drink, you're hot and you're cold,
I do love a good
I had
purple
to make
moment.
you some cup cozies. You know, this is actually the same purple as the hand, and then I had to use my fancy wool to make
this
you
is
that
the
one.
best. They're now just arm warmers. Thank
Aw.
you so much. You're so kind.
I'm so happy that I actually could make you something. Like, that was a good dream of mine.
I'm
So-
excited to be able to show your creativity and your magic off in this studio. That's exactly what I wanted for this studio, to be a place to show off everybody else's magic. So how long did it take you to make this?
Oh, 23 hours. It was 23 hours to crochet this.
I crushed it. It looks exactly.
So glad you like it, and I'm glad that it is in its forever home now.
Oh, it's so good.
And now I'm back home. Yesterday I went over to Danie's place and I gave her the crochet tapestry project, and oh my goodness, it's like such a relief that she has it now. Because like the whole month I was just a tad bit stressed out over it, just because I wanted to make sure I got it done. I wanted to make sure that it was big enough. The lighting element threw me through a loop. I had to make sure like that went well, and of course I had to make sure she liked it. She loves it. It looks so good in her studio. Thank you again, Danie, for letting me make this for you and having me over. It was surreal being in your creative space and like seeing it in person. It's just so nice meeting you and spending the day with you, and thank you again for letting me make this for you because I think it turned out so good. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.